this question. There are three parts in the question, right? Write the following equations in standard form. Then find two solutions, then draw. Is the first one in standard form?
No.
No. So how we can adjust it?
3x plus 4
Minus 20.
Minus 20 is equal to 0. And second, what about the second one? Is it in general form?
Yes.
Yes. Then nothing to do. Okay. Now you find out a set of solutions for each. Then draw graphs. You draw one x-axis and y-axis and draw both lines on the same picture.
I got a fraction.
So you try for some other values. We can choose any x value. We'll get corresponding y value. Some other x and y you choose. The better way is you choose x is equal to 0. So you will get a y value. And also you choose y is equal to 0. And that time you will get a reverse one x value. So that's best idea to find two set of solutions. X is equal to 0 in the first one implies x is equal to 0 means for y is equal to 20 and y is equal to
5.
Y is equal to 5. So this means 0, 5. 0, 5 is a point, is a solution and is a point on the graph. And to get another one, if y is equal to 0, there's some point, some problem, we won't get x as a natural number.
X is equal to 4.
X is equal to 4, yes. If you give x is equal to 4, you will get a natural number. X is equal to 4 means 3 into 4, that is 12 plus 4y is equal to 20. So 4y is equal to 8,
2.
y is equal to 2. So 4, 2 is a solution. So we got two solutions for first one. And for the second one, you can choose x is equal to 0. So minus 2y is equal to 0. So y is equal to also 0. So 0, 0 is a solution. 0, 0 is a solution. And if you choose x is equal to 1, if x is equal to 1, then minus 2y, you can shift to right side. So 1 is equal to 2y and y is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 you can simply mark, right? Half you can simply mark, no problem. So there are many other choices. I simply took this one. So 1 half is another solution. So 2 is enough. Two solutions are enough to draw the graph. Okay. Then draw the axis. Okay. So if you draw these two lines, this graph will be like this. You can see here x minus 2y goes like this and 3x plus 4y goes like this. 3x plus 4y moves like this. Okay, so as I told before this example, every point on this line x minus 2y is a solution of this equation. And also every point on the second line is a solution of the second one. And you look the intersecting point. There's an intersecting point of 4, 2. 4, 2, right? The coordinate point for 4, 2 is a common solution, right? It's a common solution, right? 4, 2 is a point on the first line and also 4, 2 is a point of the second line. So 4, 2 is a solution for both linear equations. Equation number 1 and equation number 2, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as I told before, every point on the line are solution for the corresponding equation. And here 4, 2 is a common point for both lines. 4, 2 is the intersecting point. So we can say that 4, 2 is a common solution for both equations. So 4, 2 satisfies both equations. 4, 2 satisfies both equations. So that is the idea technique to find solution of a pair of equations. So question in 10th standard will be like this: find the solution of pair of equations. And the question won't be like two sub questions. The equation will be given not as two sub questions, but equation number 1, equation number 2 only. So find the solution of this pair of equations. That means you want to draw the graphs of both and find the intersecting point. That intersecting point will be the common solution for both. That will be the solution of the pair of equation. Okay, so here how many solutions are possible for given two linear equations in two variables?
Many.
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 What about this our problem, this problem? How many solutions are there? How many solutions are common for both lines?
One.
Only one, right? Only for two. These two line shares only one point, that is for two. Only for two is a coordinate on both lines. So 40 is the only solution. In this case, only one solution. There are some other chances. Sometimes the lines may be parallel. Sometimes the lines may be parallel. So when you draw two graphs for both equations, the lines may be parallel like this B case. So how many solutions are, how many common point will be there? There is no common point, right? So there will be no solution for pair of equation. In first case, as we discussed the first problem, there is a 1 point common for both. So one solution for pair of equation. Okay. And for second case, if you when you draw graph, if the graphs goes with the same distance as parallel lines, then there will be no solution for pair of equations. And sometimes these lines may coincide. One comes on the other. So in such case, we can say every point are solutions for pair of equations. Okay, so there are three chances. Okay, so in exam, the question may not be given as direct equations. So in the first example, I gave you direct equations. You can see here, I gave equations directly. But the equation may be like some stories. So you want to understand the question and write the equation first. Okay. So here, there are some questions. Three questions are here. What you have to do is, you read the question carefully. Read the question very carefully and write two linear equations corresponding to the statements given in the question. So you can assume some quantities as x and some quantities as y. In each problem, there will be talking about two quantities. So you know how to form an equation from a question. Okay, there will be some idea when you read the question. And then make two equations and draw the graphs and check is there any common point, an intersecting point, and that will be the solution for pair of equations given. Okay, I think the first one, can you tell now the equations? First one, 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were then. Also 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. So Arafath tells his daughter these statements. So how can we write these as two equations? Suppose Arafath's age is y and daughter's age is x. How can you write these two as equations? 7 years before means Arafath's age will be y minus 7 and daughter's age will be x minus 7. And that time the relation is I was 7 times as old as you. That means this y minus 7, that is Arafath's age before 7 years, this was equal to 7 times the age of daughter at that time. At that time here her age is x minus 7. And after 3 years, now their ages are y and x. After 3 years, their ages will be y plus 3 and x plus 3. And what's the relation after 3 years? 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as older as you will be. So that means y plus 3 is equal to 3 times x plus 3. Okay, so we got two linear equations into two variables. Then you can change into standard form. Then you can draw and just try for any intersecting point or not. Okay, so these three you try. And also the first question we discussed, this question in this chapter in the textbook, you can see one introduction story. These two equations are taken from that story. So you just read the interesting part. In the first page of the chapter, you can see one story about one Agila. You read the story and understand how these two equations comes.